I recently finished rewatching Planet, and it reminded me of a question a friend asked me a little while ago. He was in a good relationship, and they were as happy as can be. They had their low points, sure, but they worked through things, and it seemed as if everything was going well. One day, my friend comes up to me and asks, I've been having these intrusive thoughts of ending the relationship. She did nothing wrong, everything's going great, but I just kind of want to be single again. I'm kind of growing bored of this relationship. I feel like we're often sold this idea that being single is fun. The idea that you have nothing holding you down, you can have all these girls or guys fighting over your attention. You can hook up with anyone and date them for a week or two and then move on to something new. It seems more fun than being limited to just one person. In a society filled with overstimulation everywhere, we're always searching for something new and throwing out the old. Maybe this is something coming into play here, but it's probably more of a human nature thing. If you ever worked really long and hard to accomplish a goal, you know that the time that you spent working towards that goal and reaching it sometimes feels more appealing than the time you spent after you've achieved the goal, kind of sitting at the top of the hill. Kind of like how rich people keep working even though they have all that money, because it's more fulfilling to keep working than to just relax and blow all their money. You look back at the time you were grinding and you're like, man, that was a good time. I think something like this applies to relationships to some extent. Maybe you think you can do better. Maybe you want something different. Not for most people. It only ever manifests as a rare intrusive thought only to be dismissed immediately. For others, it manifests in cheating, breakups, and throwing away a perfectly good relationship just to get back on the chase. There's something appealing about that chase. So appealing that some people prefer it over their current happiness. Is working towards happiness more fulfilling than happiness itself? I think this is the question that our brain uses to trick us into doing these bad things. Of course, you'll be more fulfilled when you're happy and in a happy, healthy relationship. Long term, you'll be glad you stuck around. But in the present, you keep getting those intrusive thoughts. And maybe eventually you do the worst thing known to man. You listen to those intrusive thoughts. Instead of dismissing them, you let them linger. And maybe they sound appealing. Maybe they sound more fun than your current situation. So what do I tell my friend? I tell him, don't let those intrusive thoughts win. You got all these intrusive thoughts right now and you're listening to them. Why are you listening to them? My general rule of thumb is to not let intrusive thoughts win. Now, don't get them confused with gut feelings. I'll talk about those at a later date, but your gut feelings are usually right. But intrusive thoughts, they're intrusive for a reason. They're bad, and if you think about them for more than a second, you know that you're bad. But I know some of you won't just take the intrusive thoughts part as a good enough answer. So let me break down the two paths my friend would be walking down if he made either of those two choices. Option 1, he stays. He maintains his healthy relationship. Assuming everything goes the way they have been, they'll continue living life together through their ups and downs, making each other happy and giving them encouragement to forever grow. Further down the road, they'll eventually get married, make babies, live a fulfilling life, look back on it happily. Now, that's not to say they might not break up later down the road for legitimate reasons. But if that happens, that'll mean that they've tried to make things work. They didn't throw away their current situation. They tried everything that they could and ultimately realized that it wouldn't work out. From these experiences, you grow. You learn how to be a better person. You learn how to love better. And you improve yourself so that when you find someone else and you try to make them your forever, you can treat them better. Option 2, he gives in. It's not like he doesn't love her, but he's bored and wants to have fun. You're only young once, why limit yourself by being in a relationship where you're stuck to that one person? You have your rest of your life to be limited. This is the mindset where you're entirely consumed in the present. Yeah, you're having fun right now. Living like this is what leads you to forever chasing these bad relationships and bad people and bad things, focusing on nothing but yourself in the present. Some people can make it past this and laugh at these times in their life, but most end up regretting the time that they wasted, wishing they spent it better, making better decisions. The spiral is quick if you let yourself down it. So which option's better? I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. If you have a topic you'd like me to discuss or a question you'd like me to answer, leave it in the form below. Today is the second day of the Thanksgiving special. I will see you all tomorrow.
champions.